Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Janelle Ford. I'm the Executive Director of Communications for the City of Killeen. And each year we come together to look at the accomplishments and successes of the previous year, while also looking ahead to the challenges and opportunities and all that is good and great for the year ahead. We want to make sure that everything we're doing is for the citizens of Killeen and it benefits you. So we are going to enter into our State of the City address. Before that, we just want to let you know that there's no formal portion where you will have a Q&A, but if you have questions, you can, just like each year, you can write them down. We have a paper right here. If you can hand those out, and each year we just have the citizens write questions, and we turn them into our team. You can turn them right into me, and we will respond to those questions as we do every year. But we will go ahead and introduce our mayor, Debbie Nash-King, for the 2025 State of the City address. Everyone knows we are live streaming this as well, and we do have a sign language interpreter, Mr. John McDonald. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janelle. Thank you all for coming. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to stand before you today as I bring to you our state of the city from a mayor's perspective. I will be highlighting some of the great things this city has done and also opportunities that we have in the future. I'd like to thank our staff and our city council for having that vision for the future of our city by lining it up with our comprehensive plan 2040 moving forward. And as you all know, especially for the residents at home and the individuals that this may be your first time coming into our chambers, that our comprehensive plan is just a working document. That is what it is. That things will shift. A prime example for individuals that may not know how the comprehensive plan works is that we got a professional group to come in to do the research that was needed to create this comprehensive plan. It is basically the direction on how we want to see our city grow in the next 5, 10, 20 years. But to make it even simpler to you, it's just like you have a budget at home. And you plan for this month to pay all your bills. And as you know, things happen. Say your washer and dryer go out, or your car, which is your transportation to get you to work and your kids to school. That priority has to shift. Now, you may have intended to take care of this item, but when things shift in your home, just like the comprehensive plan, it is a working document. And what makes it significant, because we got input from residents, the colleges in leadership. We also KISD, Fort Cavazos, military leaders, our community partners. Excuse me, I'm trying to fight a cold. Our community partners. So that is what makes this comprehensive plan so significant. In downtown Killeen, they call me Downtown Debbie. I take ownership in that. Because 5, 10, 15 years from now, when our downtown, just like any other downtown, start to grow and boom, I want my name to be on that. Because we took ARPA funding and we put that money to work on our north side of town. We have so many complaints that we do nothing for the north side. They say genocides. We're just trying to take them out. And the moment this particular all-minority council, with their mayor being me, along with our staff, not that councils before us did not want downtown Killeen to grow, but we were truly blessed to have those resources to make it happen. And we put our money where our mouth was. And I'm glad to see our downtown Killeen. I'm glad to see small business owners to create generational wealth on the north side of Killeen. It used to be like that over here. But then time changed. Resources dry up. But we want to continue to push forward on the north side of Killeen. And we support all our small businesses throughout the city of Killeen. But the north side was abandoned. It was neglected. And when I drive downtown Killeen, and I see people walking around and see these business owners that have invested their own money, time, and commitment to the historical downtown buildings, which is a landmark in our city, you watch and see. I won't be on the council. I'll take that back. You never know, depending on who's running. I might be back. But that's not my intent. But I want to ensure that we do the right thing for all people, regardless of how they look, regardless of their income. We should take care of our home. Somebody said, take care of your home. We are taking care of our home. It's not that the council did anything wrong, because every council before us had a choice. And the council that come after us will have a choice. But as long as we're within that comprehensive plan, then we're doing what the majority of the people of Killeen wanted, and our partners and the entities that work with us. I want to lay that foundation, because everything I say today will be surrounded by our comprehensive plan. The city of Killeen, we're growing. And these are the items that I want to overview. Now, I brought my own personal notes, because there are some things that, this is a teachable moment for individuals that don't attend our meetings. And the reason I'm saying this, you're getting a lot of information. And a lot of that information that's being put out is not correct information. One, the council cannot steal money. It's virtually impossible. We don't even touch money. When we make money decisions, it's going to be right here from this dais. That's one thing. We have an auditor, Mr. Grady, who does a tremendous job. He works directly for the council. He has working relationships with the city manager and department head, but he's his own entity. He's a man, an upright man. And he go in periodically and look at different departments. They don't give him permission. He goes. I sat on that audit committee. Councilmember Boyd sat on that committee. Councilmember Alvarez is the president of the audit committee, and we have 2 residents. You can't be more transparent than that. People say we're not transparent. Every time a council member open up their mouth on this dais and they raise up their hand to vote on an item, how transparent can that be? The charter say we belong to the people. The people are our boss. That's all we got to answer to is the people. The people are not just the ones that show up here. The people are the ones that's watching on television, the ones that's in the community, even our business partners. Their revenue is going in this city. They're the people. So if we're the people, we should got to be for everyone. And today, my top priority is to clear up this misinformation that's having a negative effect, supposedly, on the future growth of our city, because it's nonsense. I don't want to make this about a political campaign. Let's get this straight. I'm not running. I can't run anymore. So what I'm getting ready to educate the ones that's at home that's looking, and individuals that may be your first time here, it's going to be truth, because I have nothing to gain. The city of Killeen, it has been forecast through our finance department that we're going to be over 160,000. We keep growing throughout the decades. And what makes this so unique, it goes to our employees. We only got 1,300, over 1,300. So what happens when your population grows? You need to pay for the services. You need revenue to pay for your services. So we're constantly having to add more staff. And even with our Rosa Herford Community Center and our Bob Gilmore Senior Center, which I will go into more details about, we had to hire 20 more employees in order to provide excellent customer service, because that is one of our growing population, our youth and our seniors. Making progress, forward focus, that's a theme for our 2040 comprehensive plan for the city. But my personal motto, I'm future focused. I'm focused on not what happened in the past, but how we're going to grow and move this city forward in the future. I don't even entertain the nonsense unless you bring in a vital solution to a problem. How do we move our city forward together? It's not us against them. We are in this. And there are a lot of cuts going to be going on the federal level, state level. So we have to come together and really look at our comprehensive plan for the future and what we may have planned to do on this objective. It may have to shift if the resources and the funding is just not there to do it. So I want you to have an open mind with this council, because there are going to be some changes, and we don't know how they're going to affect the city as a whole. And I cannot say if it's true or not. I just know that when it happens, just know there will be a shift. And we have to be prepared to adapt to that shift for the good of all of our residents. This is our budget. And as I stated, I highlighted that because I don't want people to get a misunderstanding why it's set up this way. I don't want us to be misquoted on this, so I want you to listen carefully what I'm about to read to you. The council adopted a $315 million budget in September that went into effect on October the 1st. The $271.5 million that you see on the slide, what is missing out of that is our capital projects that we have. And this is a 3.9% higher than the previous budget. So it's not, we didn't highlight the capital projects in this. And the tax rate, which you see here, which is 65.73 cents, is 3.65 cent tax increase. And this haven't happened since 2015. This is our budget at a glance, which per resident is probably $2.09. Not much have changed on here, but I want to highlight something important. Our first responders, because it was said that the council, the city staff, we don't put safety first. Our first responders take up over 60% of our budget. I want you to go back and look at it. $271.5 million. They take up 60% of that. Why is that important? Because we put the resident of Killeen safety first. And I will go in more detail where they say put your money where your mouth is. I will go in more detail where you can see where that some of that 60% have gone to for our first responders. This is one of the best part, our new employees. Is Miss Kate McDaniel here? Would you please stand? And Mr. Murphy, is he here? All right. So Miss Kate McDaniel, y'all can clap for her. Y'all can clap. There's not a council meeting. She was hired from within. She got promoted. So she's in charge of our human resource department, and Mr. Murphy is the executive director of our parks and recreation. And that's the unique thing, because the person prior to her retired. The city of Killeen staff, their employees, are very important to this city council. And I will show you. This is all facts for me, black and white. No he say, no she say. Right here, competitive pay. Fair and competitive pay. A 4% cost of living allowance for our employees across the board. Because we want to retain trained and qualified employees. And we wanted to make sure we're competitive with the market, increasing employee staffing. We want to provide you services. And even with our first responders, our civil service employees, they will get an increase based on their pay plan. That's why people want to come here or they're staying here. Because we are taking care of our employees. And then affordable health plan. I made a note of that to highlight that because I thought that was significant what our council did. And I want to acknowledge we have Councilwoman Cobb here, Council Member Solomon here, and our Mayor Pro Tem Jessica Gonzalez. Other council members, they'll be here because we have our council meeting at 3 o'clock. And I'm hoping some of y'all will stay. And I'm hoping the information that I'm putting out to you, you go back and share with the people. Have a forum. Inform them, enlighten them on what this council is doing. The Affordable Health Plan Care, in June 2024, the council selected a new health insurance carrier that maintain an affordable health care plan with no additional cost to the employees. This whole slide, I want you to see that word, the city council budget priorities. Residents listen. It was the employees. It wasn't us. We were taking care of our own to ensure that they know, and I hope you tell them, how much you appreciate all the services that they provide for you. Please do that for them. Brett, please turn to the next one. Oh, my favorite. As I stated before, the 2040 Comprehensive Plan, what makes this is so unique is just a blueprint, a layout on how we want to see the city grow in the next 5, 10, 20, 40 years. What makes this is significant is because the input was not only by the council, the staff, developers, builders, business owners, partners, military, school district, colleges, residents. Everyone had a say in this. And this is significant to me. It's just like downtown Killeen, downtown Debbie. That's important to me. The comprehensive plan, downtown Killeen, our infrastructure is important to me. Our employees is important to me. Our first responders are important to me. Safety is important to me. The significance, we have a lot of priorities. And with this comprehensive plan, what's more important? Safety, 60% of our budget. That's important. Francisco, thank you. This is one of the highlights and what's going down in downtown Killeen. What you see in the blue is either something that staff has completed or in the process of completing. And I highlighted that on my notes to go over because I thought it was significant because these are individuals that invested in the historical downtown. And the buildings that's downtown, if you have ever gone into one without being renovated, it took a lot of effort, time, and money. And so what you see in blue, that's how they're moving on that comprehensive plan. It's not like it's sitting on a shelf, because that's something we heard quite often. We're not going to use it. You invested over $300,000. But the reality, what you see in front of you is black and white. Not he say, she say, black and white. This is the reality. The staff have gone beyond, and we cannot thank our executive directors, Mr. Cagle, Mrs. Wilson, every executive director, employee, they have done the work with the direction of the council. And I will reiterate this. The council answer to the people. Every time they open up their mouth on the dais and every time that they vote, that is their answer. Period. Next one, please. The shelter and center. Oh, the reunification center. It's very significant because it serves our unsheltered population. And it is due to be open this year. It is also due to be staffed by outside agent. It will still work in accordance to how we do family in crisis. It's open daily. But what makes this so significant, it is also a transitional center. Transitional center means that I, Debbie Nash-King, am homeless. And I come in with my child. And I'm inside of the center. And I have a safe haven, a place to eat, to shower. And me and my child is protected. However, I don't want to stay here. So there are programs put inside with outside agencies that will help me. If I need my degree, what resource is there for me to get my GED? Or if I want to go to college, I want to get a vocational. I just need my license. Well, I lost my Social Security card. I was just trying to rush to get out the house. But this is a transitional center too. We all should want that. We all should want to be helping the next person to achieve and accomplish their goals in life. And that's why this reunification center is so important to individuals that need help. This is a great investment with the ARPA funding and other funding that we need. And this is because of this council. This council, everything I'm saying is not Debbie, the mayor of Killeen, that I am. But it took 4 votes to ensure that what I am going over on these slides, they made it happen. The current city council was very involved in this 2040 Forward Comprehensive Plan, and this is what came out of that. And I am very grateful and thankful for that, because we all, every now and then, need a helping hand. I've been there. And to have those resources in place to help me, I wouldn't be standing here with you today. So this is very dear to my heart. Next slide. The Rosa Herford Community Center and the Bob Gilmore Center, as I stated earlier, this is a growing population, our seniors and also our youth. This facility will be open by the end of the year, and I had a highlight on that. Would you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. The highlight on this one was that 121% increase in participation at the senior center. And also our youth, with our youth program, has increased significantly. That means parents are getting the information that we have youth programs, sports and activities for your kids. I always hear that there's not a lot to do in Killeen. There's a lot of things to do in Killeen. And it has been proven in our numbers that they're getting involved. That's why the Rosa Herford Community Center is open up not only to seniors, but it's open up to the community. And our Bob Gilmore Senior Center must be built. I attend the one on Lions Park as one of the members. And all of the great activities that are going on inside, my hat goes off to the leadership prior and also the leadership now at the Senior Center. They have done an extremely great job in providing those resources for our residents, our senior population, to have things to do, and especially the part when they go over to the gym and have the opportunity to do pickleball and different types of activities over there. And I do want to go on record to show that Councilmember Board is also here. Next slide, please. Thank you. Features Real-Time Crime Center. Chief Lopez came in and have done an extraordinary job in bringing new resources. It goes back to over 60% of our budget go to our first responders. And this technology here will assist them with getting on the scene of a crime in a timely manner. the technology with other law enforcement agencies being connected together. These resources, as I said, this council voted to ensure that your safety was first, putting in these resources. Our Fire Station 4 and our Emergency Operations Center, that's significant. It's over there on 9200 Tremere Road. It's just another avenue for the residents over there to be protective and safe. Safety is a top priority of the city of Killeen, ensuring that our residents are safe. It only takes one incident that we don't have the resources in place to get there in a life-saving situation. And I have been there. And I know it works. So thank you, your council, when you see them. Continue to support our first responders. Please do that. And any resources, if you want to take by a meal or some snacks or anything to say, hey, we thank you, we appreciate you, because you're out there 24/7. You're the safeguards of this city. Next slide. Also, Dave & Buster's. Everybody's talking about that. Anthem Park, we're talking about that. They're broken ground and everything. David Buster should be soon running by the end of the year if everything goes well. And let's talk about development. There's been some misinformation out there. When it comes to infrastructure development, it's predicated on a lot of things. Revenue, supply and demand, and most important, the weather. So when the council or staff put a timeline on something, like today, if somebody was supposed to be working to meet a deadline, well, it's raining outside. How productive is that? Let's be realistic. You put timelines in place and stuff happens. It's no fault of anybody else. It just happened. And for the residents at home, any of this information that you want to know about what we're doing for the city, especially this council, go to www.killeentexas.gov and go up at the top and hit on council and then hit on agenda. All those videos, verbatim, what they said, what actions was taken, you can find it there. You don't have to get information secondhand. You can get it, as they would say, metaphor, from the horse's mouth. Southern Roots Brewer is due to be opened up sometime this year. Bell County Annex will have 400 employees coming down. And also, you have the opportunity for subcontractors. So if you're a resident and you have a business or know somebody that's in construction, this is an opportunity. Also, the chamber, Mr. Scott Connell, he briefed the council. And he discussed about other businesses and opportunities. If you know a business want to come to Killeen, please get with them. We have MGC Pure Chemicals. We have Bell County Glass and USAMM. They should be breaking ground sometime this year. This is just new businesses coming into the city of Killeen and our industrial park, which therefore brings in revenue, therefore brings in jobs for our residents. Next slide, please. Downtown. I know. Come on now. I'm happy. I'm really happy about downtown because I know when this council, the current council now, made the decision to invest in downtown, it was just like any other downtown. But when I look at these numbers, and I hope the people at home can see this, it's very important that 62 new businesses, 162 jobs was added and 52 more. We have 27 historical buildings that were renovated. That's historical downtown. And then our downtown events, we got one coming up, Motown, downtown, 47, and continuing to grow. I'm serious. I've gone to those events, and we have people from all over Central Texas to come to those events. And I've only heard positive things, only positive things. So the negative things that you hear is all political driven. Because if you attend an event, you will know that the entertainment is priceless. They have vendors there. The small business owners open up their doors and welcome you in and just really have a family fun environment, a great time. Security, police is there everywhere. First responders, our firefighters are there. It's a safe environment to bring your family to. So please, we have our downtown Killeen coming up, downtown Killeen, this Saturday. So please come out and participate. Next slide, please. This is the first time we had a downtown directory. And I wrote down in my notes to make sure I give you that site because I want you to go downtown. Matter of fact, I want you to visit all of our small businesses throughout the city of Killeen. I want you to visit all of them. Downtown is something I take joy in because I believe every city needs a downtown. And it's significant for this downtown Killeen because it's on the north side of Killeen. And I believe development should be throughout the city. But we cannot move forward if we're going to leave part of the city behind. And this is our way of only giving back, to give people the opportunity to make a change in that area so we can grow together. So please go to www.killeentexas.gov/shop, SHOP, and you will be able to see this. Next one, please. Let's just boast about the city, not the council, but the city, even though the council had the influence and the staff made it happen. In January, the PACE partnership is very important for our veterans, our soldiers that's getting out to military. If you would like the opportunity to come here and interview, that option is there for you. Station 42, I think apartments is very important. We were talking about housing, and we get a lot of criticism about how we do things. I've been in Killeen since the 90s, and I've seen and visited a lot of council meetings. Every council priority is different. This council shifts to the need. What did I say about the comprehensive plan? It's a working document. It's where the need is. That's how we shift. That's called adaptability. That's called forecasting. That's called a leader that listens to their staff and listens to the needs of the majority of the residents in Killeen to meet that need. And Fort Cabazos plays a big part in that. And as I stated, if I didn't, I'm saying it now, I meet with the general along with other mayors once a month. And we have those hard conversations about what's going on, not only on Fort Cabazos, but also you got to understand, those soldiers live in Killeen. Those soldiers live in Harker Heights. Those soldiers live in Belton, Copper's Cove. That's that partnership. And only a leader would know that. We don't tear each other down when we're trying to help our men and women in uniform. We're trying to make sure the resources are there for our veterans in our community, where the resources are there for our youth, our young adults, and also our residents. We build our city up. We don't tear it down. Because no other city in Central Texas I can hear constantly being torn down other than the city of Killeen. And I'm hoping the people at home are taking this information for fact. And you can also go to www.KilleenTexas and look at our agenda and pull up the videos and hear firsthand why we made this decision on any of the items I am discussing right now. And you'll hear it firsthand from the council members that made that decision. And for our fairy animals, we have the new animal center on Rancier. We also have our fire station push-in ceremony for the fire engines. Okay, investing in our first responders, new engines for them. And they are beautiful, they're high-tech, and I thank Chief Lopez and Chief Kabinski for always being those forward thinkers and bringing in resources for our city and our men and women in uniform. Next one, please. August Purple Heart sign is right outside. That was an amazing ceremony. Our National Mountain Warrior Museum is open. I think that's very significant because it's important that our residents and also the visitors know about our history, Fort Hood, and also Fort Cavazos. So I like that. And that was a good investment for us. See, what makes this significant? When Killeen was founded, no one had a foresight that it would be where it is today. So once you invest, it's just like planting a tree. Over time, you will see the investment, but you must invest. That goes back to forecasting. That's why I'm future focused. We invest now, it will pay off later. Skylark Field, we have private jets flying in here. That's amazing. You know, I'm looking forward to the day that we have so many, we have to build bigger. They own these businesses here. And we have to continue to push positivity out of our mouth, out of what we do, out of what we say, because we're being watched. Especially when you buy a military installation, how can you not be? And we say we want businesses to come to our area, but what are we doing to project that positivity that this is a place that welcomes new businesses? We can be our greatest problem to why we don't have the resources that we need. Because if I hear one more business, and I just went over 3 or 4 this year, and then I hear we want this big, we want a big one where we can, like a warehouse. Well, we got one in Temple. Our infrastructure is here, but we have to have the revenue people want to come here. It's not like we're not competing against Austin, Dallas, Houston. The revenue that they're bringing in to bring in these big businesses. If anybody in this room or anybody on television can give me a name that we can call to bring in a big business, we will do it. It's not that we don't want it, and we can only ask for it. But if they don't want to come here, just think about it. Am I part of the problem? Next slide. Oh, go back one. I wanted to highlight that. The 121% increase in our senior citizen memberships and 15% increase in the participation in our youth sports for 23 and 24. That is amazing. That means people like us. They like what we're doing. So for the ones at home, go back and look at the videos. Next slide. Whew. Major road projects. The city of Killeen, under Mr. Reynolds and Mr. Zager and all of the engineers and departments that work so hard, have major road construction. And what I've learned since I've served on the council since 2017, there are certain buzzwords that fire people up. Transparency is one. Infrastructure is something else. And it's predicated on what's hot at that time. And campaign season too. Infrastructure is very significant throughout the city of Killeen. And for the residents at home, there is no street that is in more dire need than a historical black area on Zephyr Road. That street has never been constructed. No. There are so many streets throughout the city, and that's a traveled roadway. There are so many roads throughout the city that needs help, but it's predicated on what's hot at that time, and it's around election season. Bunny Trail, Chaparral Road, Featherline. But there's other entities that play a part. And if it wasn't not for Councilwoman Cobb and Councilmember Solomon taking that initiative, They took that initiative, and they went and had a town hall meeting. And with that town hall meeting, it opened up doors for Bell County to say, hey, what can we do? There's nothing else we can do for Chaparral Road. They put a Feather Line, they put a turning lane, but it takes money. And it takes other entities to come together. You wanted Bunny Trail. Well, don't you know that you got to tear it up to fix it? Watercress, same thing. Everything this council have asked you when it came to the infrastructure, they met that need. But because of the environment that we are in, and there are certain buzzwords that trigger in your mind to perceive that this council is not answering the needs of the people, it's not true. So you're getting information and you signing things that you can go to our website and pull up the actual video to see and hear for yourself facts. But they say this council's not doing their job. It's just bad misinformation. And if I could tell you one thing, please stop letting people feed you information when you can find it for yourself. People perish for lack of knowledge. We have Willow Spring, Zephyr Road, and Feather Line finally made this list. Zephyr should have been number one in my case when I was running in 2017. That has been there forever. But it's the priority. It's the shifting. It's the comprehensive plan. What is at the need? And that is the topics. So they are doing their job. Next slide. Recognition. The city of Killeen has done a lot of amazing and great things throughout the city. I want to highlight, and you can find this for facts. I'm only giving out facts today. I've always done that, but today I want to just enlighten you on some things, because there's a lot of nonsense that's been going on that's trying to attack this city. And I will defend the city of Killeen at all costs. www.realestate.usnews.com. We are excited to share that Killeen has been recognized in 2 major studies by the U.S. News and World Report. Killeen ranked 2nd fastest growing city in the U.S. and the 10th best place to live in Texas. It's not that we're making this up. People on the outside that does not have an ulterior motive, they're not running for election. They're not trying to get clicks. Only thing they want to know is what's going on throughout the world. And this is how they perceive us. And what matters is how people that have no motive perceive us. And I'm grateful for that recognition. Next slide, please. Looking ahead. We already had our 2nd airport hangar ribbon cutting, which is very unique and great. It's bringing in more jobs. CSI. We just had that thanks to Mr. Wilson and your team. Our solar cover park and ribbon cutting is coming up. This is our future. This is where we're going. Rosa Hervey, and Bob Gilmore Community Center, I talked about that. And our Reunification Center Emergency Homeless Facility. So those are what you have to look forward to. The city of Killeen is growing. And all our executive directors, I cannot thank you enough. Your leadership is what this city needed for such as a time like this. The employees that work for you, they go out there under your leadership to do great and amazing things. I thank Ms. Laura Wilson for coming on board and carrying some of that weight for Mr. Cagle, because he's carrying a lot. I mean, the council push hard. This council have high expectation. As the mayor, I don't vote. I already told you my job. Partnerships, go out there. That's all I do, try to build partnerships. I travel a lot. That's what I do. I go out to all events and speak. And I make sure the meeting is ran according to the Open Meeting Act, which is a challenge, constantly a challenge. But I rise up for the occasion. Every time. Rise up. Next slide. Partnerships. Fort Cavazos. As I stated earlier, I meet monthly with the general to talk about with other mayors. We discuss what's going on Fort Cavazos, how we can help, how they can support us. We have an excellent partnership. I don't want to announce it right now, but something amazing is going to happen really soon for the city of Killeen, for our downtown area, which is going to bring in a lot of revenue. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. KISD, our council, our staff, constantly there reading to our youth, mentoring our youth, getting involved. I've had the opportunity to speak there on several occasions, and I have more opportunities coming up, not this week, next week, and just throughout the year. Central Texas College, I had the opportunity to be the commencement speaker. It was a great opportunity to speak to young minds, leaders of this generation, and we're hoping that they will open up small businesses in our area. Killeen Economic Development, we have 3 council members. And our city manager that serves on there. Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce. I sit on that board along with Mr. Cagle, doing great things with small business owners. Innovation of Black Chamber of Commerce. They do so much for us. They do our Juneteenth. They also do economic development classes. They host a lot of events throughout the city of Killeen, also with the NAACP. They host our MLK parade. And so that's what I like. When we have organizations that take the charge to be part of the solution and not the problem. That they bring events to downtown Killeen, not expecting anything in return, but they are investing in our city, and that's significant to us. Our AUSA, we travel there. I know my top priority when I go there. What people don't realize if you've never been there and you only hearing secondhand information is the simple fact they have a lot of businesses there. And you get the opportunity to talk to them as mayor and also council members. Council members attend the events that happen on Fort Cavazos. And they get to talk to not only the room that I am in at the Community Service Council. They're all brigade commanders and sergeant majors and higher, even other generals, that I get to stand before them and talk about all the great things. One of the things they talk about the most is downtown Killeen. Why is that important? Because their soldiers, it's such an easy way for them to come out on Rancier Road and come downtown. It's a safe haven for them. They can come there. So I'm constantly talking about downtown Killeen because it's convenient for them, the family members. That's why everybody need a downtown Killeen. I was just so happen to be at the gate, which is Rancier. We talk about Rancier, keeping it clean. Mr. Reynolds have done an excellent job with his staff, making sure that Rancier Street is clean, that Fort Hood Road is clean, Veteran Memorial is clean, because we have dignitaries that's constantly coming in. It's not like they don't clean up the whole roadway, but sometimes when you have a dignitary coming in, and you don't know if you're going to get another brigade or not, you want to make sure the area is clean. Take a note. It has to be clean. We want to put our best foot forward every day. And that's why we got that brush team to come in to keep our city clean. And residents, if you own a home, clean up your house, clean up your yard. Keep Killeen beautiful, please. Also, Central Texas Council of Government, I serve on the state level. I will be flying to Washington, Seattle, Washington in April, no cost of the city of Killeen, representing Central Texas Council of Government, constantly pushing for the great things for the whole county. And I'm honored to have that opportunity. Next slide. Stay connected. I made a note on that. I want you to take your phone And I want you to scan the item on the screen to stay updated on events, news, grants, meeting, information, and more. Residents of Killeen, please get informed. I beg of you, stop listening and reading second-hand information when you can go to our website, www.killeentexas.gov. Click on Government. Go to the council live streaming and click on the video of your choice on any subject, because our agenda is right beside it. Any concerns or questions you have, you can call 254-501-7700 and say, I heard. Where can I find this at? And find out for yourself what your current city council is doing to move the city of Killeen forward, utilizing the comprehensive plan, putting our infrastructure, our first responders, housing, our seniors, our youth, anything. There's everything we do. It is a priority to us. Do not be misled by others. Please take advantage. Stay connected. The council have done an excellent job in everything they have done. We're not perfect by no means. But the one thing I will say, wherever that need might be, and I went over the comprehensive plan to make you understand, it's predicated at that time, what is the need. The city and staff have done an excellent job, and the council would not be as successful as they are if it was not for staff. And I truly appreciate everything our staff have contributed to the city of Killeen, because when I am long and gone, and like I stated earlier, there is a strong possibility I will be coming back. I'm transparent. Strong possibility. As long as I'm here, every council member, I can assure you, will do the best of our ability to ensure that your tax dollars are used according to the information we receive from the experts, the information we receive from staff, to ensure that our city grow as a whole, and ensure that you know that we care about all of our residents of Killeen. I thank you for all that you do, staff. I thank you for everyone that's here. Stay connected, have a positive attitude, and don't try to hurt the city, but uplift the city. Appreciate our first responders, appreciate our waste management, appreciate our park and recreation. These are people you see every day doing the best they can for our city. And then they got to hear that they're not doing enough. They are doing enough. We thank you and we appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day.